Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog stampwithelaine.com. This week is the start of my Countdown to Halloween series. There will be 6 episodes and this is week 1 of 6. Halloween is becoming more popular in UK and I love that this tradition has been adopted from across the pond. This year's offering in the new autumn-winter catalogue is fabulous. On pages 52 through to 54, we have the Monster Bash suite. There's some delightful samples here on this page to give you lots of ideas. This is the stamp set. It's in cling, called Spooktacular Bash. The coordinating dies, they're called ornate frame dies. So if you purchase these together, it will save you 10%. What I love about the frames are that you can use it to frame other images or sentiments within the annual catalogue or the rest of the autumn-winter catalogue. You can see that the stamp images are true to size. I can't put it down on the thing because it's got the sticky bit on the back and it will stick to the page. But you can see that's true to size. You can see how it will fit onto the image. There are 4 ornate frames, 4 plain ones, which just does straight die cutting. 2 have got a stitch detail, and 1 that is a little tag with a hole in it. So altogether there are 11 dies in this set. I'm going to be using these 3 dies in the set to make this card. This is a fun fold card. It opens that way. I wanted to make the cards be able to stand up, so I had to weight it down with this detail here and tuck that into the bottom with the label and the wording. To make this card you need half an A4 sheet, and that's been cut lengthways this way so that it measures 4 1/8 inches by 11 3/4 inches. In metric that's 10.5 centimeters by 29.8 centimeters. You need 2 pieces of pumpkin pie, both cut at 4 3/4 inches by 3 7/8 inches. In metric that's 12.1 by 9.8 centimeters. 1 piece will be for the inside of the card, and then this piece you emboss and then cut it at 1 3/4 inches with the long side on top, so that you can large piece at the top and the smaller piece at the bottom. Then you need some scraps of basic black to cut 5 of these stitched labels, some pumpkin pie so you can stamp and die cut the mummy, and also the scroll frame. Versamark ink, embossing buddy, silver embossing powder and a heat tool, tuxedo black memento ink, foam adhesive strip, basic platform, 2 embossing plates and the stylish scroll embossing folder. Monster Bash enamel shapes. First we need to score, so take the long basic black cardstock and you score at 2 inches, 2 3/4 inches, 3 1/2 inches and 8 1/2 inches. I'll go through the metric. That will be 5 centimeters, 7 centimeters, 9 centimeters and 21.5 centimeters. So the first fold, this short one, is a mountain fold, then it's a valley fold and a mountain fold. So reinforce that, and this one is a mountain fold. Next we're going to emboss one of the pumpkin pie pieces and emboss it as one piece. Have the hinge part at the top so that when you're running it through the big shot, it's in the same direction as the handle. And then top cutting plate, and you're ready to emboss it. Now it's best if you cut it with a guillotine because of the embossing. If you used your ordinary trimmer, it might ruck up the paper. If you haven't got a guillotine, then measure 1 3/4 inches on the long side in pencil, and then you can cut it with a pair of scissors. So then you can adhere the bottom half, the smaller half. Well, it's a third, I suppose. It's not really a half as it were. Whoops. Make sure the pattern is running in the same direction. And adhesive on this side as well. Bring in my magnetic platform, base cutting plate, cardstock, and using this die I need to cut 5 of these labels and 1 of this. So I'll go and do that off camera and I'll be back. On my scrap piece of pumpkin pie, I'm going to stamp this image and die cut that at the same time. I've die cut all my pieces. Next I'm going to adhere this piece inside the card. I normally stamp and then adhere, but I'm not stamping off the card, so I can quite happily glue this inside. And I just want to find the position where to stamp this Eat, Drink and Be Scary. So I want to stamp it about there. Then I'm going to ink up the potions and stick it underneath here. Next I'm going to take one of the stitched labels and rub it with the embossing buddy to make sure no static gets on it. Ink up with Versamark. And I'm just going to pop this on top of the label, the label on top of the stamp, and just rub my fingers over it. Use the tweezers and put silver embossing powder all over it. Tap off the excess. My heat tool, anchor that down with the tweezers so it doesn't fly away, and emboss it. So now it's time to put this label on. You can see it's only partially glued onto the top of the card, and there's an overhang of say about 1/4 inch beyond the end of this card. So let's glue the pieces together. That's the reverse side. So the best way to do this is just only apply adhesive at the top and maybe to the side. And gauge where that is, and then put adhesive on the bottom here, like so, and then glue that more or less in the middle. Bring in the guillotine, and I'm going to just make sure that that's about 1/4 of an inch. I'll have to do it by eye. And cut that off. Next step, you're going to need your foam adhesive strip. Fold that up, and where the end of this label comes, the bit that you've cut off, you need to put an adhesive strip down there. Okay, remove the adhesive strip, and you want to marry this label up with the top of the label. Have I got that the right way round? Yes. Marry it up with the top of the label there. Last thing to do is adhere the bit where that you've embossed the sentiment on top of this. Pop some dimensionals on the back of your mummy. And attached it to your lovely ornate frame. Glue on the back. Take one of the enamelled birds and attach it to the bottom here. So there you have it. This is my fun fold card. I made it so that if you want to display the card, you can still stand it up. The links to all the supplies I've used will be below this video in the show more section. Thanks for watching, and join me again next week for episode 2 of my Countdown to Halloween series. Bye!